All right. Last week, we were in the final week of the prep. I low-key haven't talked in hours, so I kind of forgot that I lost some of my voice. This is a moment for me to remember. At the ripe old age of 30 years old, I decided to go out last night. And I had a whopping 2.5 drinks. 2.5 drinks and a Diet Coke, which, like, a Diet Coke at midnight, I could probably count that as half a drink. There's caffeine in it, you know? So I might even had 3 drinks. But the drinks didn't do too much to me, honestly. I'm being a little dramatic, but just the talking over the loud music fucked my throat up. So I'm gonna make this brief because I am now remembering that it doesn't feel that great to talk. So just completed another week of training, heading up to the meet. I have 1 week left. So in this video, I'm going over squats, which are moving pretty well. Worked up to 405 for a max effort set, which is the most weight I've done this entire prep. Which previously, all I've ever done is worked up to 405 for 1. And it felt pretty tough. So being able to do a burnout set with that, pretty proud. And then secondly, bench press. Bench press has just been flying, especially when I'm at LA Fitness as opposed to the gym at my office, which has an Olympic bar that it's just not fun to bench with. I don't know. Well, I know one aspect of it is that the bar spins in your hands, so like just even getting it steady so I don't snap my wrists is a bit of a chore. So anyways, the bench has been going great. I worked up to 375 for 1, and as you can see, like, it looked pretty smooth. I was considering for a moment going up to 385. I even had it loaded and everything. And then the only person I trusted to spot me at the gym, which he spotted me for the first time ever, because I never really asked for a spot, but he looked trustworthy. But then he had to leave, and so I kind of looked around. I had the bar loaded, looked around, and I was like, I can't put my life in anyone else's hands. Not right now, not today. So I just unloaded it, which is not something I typically do. Once the bar's loaded, I'm kind of locked in. Like, just mentally, I can't let myself off the hook, but it felt like the right thing to do. Given that I have 1 more week left, I figured, if I can go heavier, maybe I should just save it for the next week. And, I think there's like a saying about not, I don't know, something to do with like getting your best lift at the meet. Like, don't waste it at the gym, is basically the gist of what the saying is trying to get across. And I kind of felt that in that moment. I was like, I might be able to get 390, but what if I get 390 today and then I get 375 at the meet? Not that the meet is like gonna make or break my life, but if I have an opportunity to hit the same number but in a competition format, I might as well do that. So made the mature decision, stopped the lift right there, and now I just got 1 week left, 1 heavy week left, and then I'll have a little bit of a deload. Heavy week starts tomorrow with deadlifts, and to be honest, I might have to either not go quite as heavy, which I kind of predicted in my last video after I deadlifted 605. But it's in part because of that, but then also the squat workout. I don't feel like super recovered from that. I was debating whether or not I should do leg presses, and I did them, and that probably wasn't the best idea. Who knows? Maybe I would still feel this way even if I didn't do them, but I do know that it didn't help at bare minimum. So not feeling fully recovered, but we'll see. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and see how I feel, and then start warming up and get things moving and see how deadlifting goes. I'm not gonna make any predictions yet. And if need be, I just won't deadlift tomorrow, and I'll just push it to Monday. I'll just deadlift on Monday instead, because generally I'll push through whatever. But at this point, when I got 1 week left of prep, like, one, I don't want to risk injury. Two, I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of these last few workouts. So we'll see. I might end up doing that, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. I just feel recovered enough to get in a good solid effort. And then I'll just limit all the accessories and things I do after deadlifting in order to help, preserve my body and get me ready for squats. So plan for this week is to work up to heavy singles for every lift. Deadlifts we'll see, but I should be approaching 600, depending on how I feel for this week. And then up next will be bench. I do 2 bench days. The first bench day is usually a little bit shittier because I bench on Friday. So then I have Saturday, Sunday to recover, and then I bench again on Monday. It's just not a lot of recovery time. And then for the Friday one, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to recover, 3 days. So that extra day usually helps. And I'm doing it at LA Fitness, so I get the bar that I like to bench with. And so for bench, we'll see. Again, we'll see how I feel. I'll probably take it a little bit easier on Monday, just so that I can get my best lift on Thursday when I'm using a bar I actually like to use. And hopefully I just work up to get to that 385 again. Maybe 390, depending on how we feel. So, and then lastly, squat, which will actually come the day before that bench on Thursday. We'll see. We will see. I think at bare minimum I'll do 425 for a single. And then I think I'll do some heavy walkouts at 495. I think 495 walkouts seems appropriate, because that would be like roughly 10% above my max. If I did the math right, yeah, that's like 10% above my max. So I think that is going to do me some good. Because I'm really getting used to the bar, all that weight being on my back. And the walkouts, I think, really kind of prime me mentally to being able to handle heavy loads. So that's the plan for this week. I am more excited than I look. I am more excited than I sound. But today's an off day. It's dreary. My throat hurts, so I'm just keeping it nice and low energy. But yeah, I'll see next week. I might just upload one video and like throw all my lifts in together, and then no videos until the meet. Fingers crossed, things go well. That's all I've got.
That was easy.